I can't really believe it. It's actually still a little bit shocking. It's been like 2 days since it happened, but I'm over 1,000 subscribers now. We did it. I did it. I can't believe it. I've actually done it though. I've gotten over 1,000 subscribers, and thank you. I guess. I mean, I really don't know how else to really say it or show the appreciation or anything like that. I'm really not sure. I wish I did knew exactly what to do to let you all know exactly how much I appreciate that and everything. But all I can do right now is just do a big little bit of a video here for you guys and everything like that. A little bit of a webcam here in the corner, and kind of just go over the channel. Let's just go over the channel. What I want to do is, this channel, some of you may know this and some of you may not. There's only probably 1 or 2 of you that's been here since the beginning of the channel, but this channel was created like 3, maybe-ish, 4 years ago actually, because it was created 4 years ago because it's 2020, but we don't talk about 2020. This channel is over 4 years old now, and almost none of you probably know about videos such as this one, Toffee's Real Plan and the Magical Fritz Explained, or this one, Concept Game, Cheat Cody, a game about cheating. You know, some of you may not know about things like this because these are really, really old videos. Definitely many of you probably don't know what this first video is. And today we're going to go over that first video. We're going to go over a handful of other videos and we're just going to kind of watch them. I'm going to give my reactions to them sort of. Mostly I want to kind of just look over some of these videos over the years and stuff and kind of see what's changed about the channel and see what probably I can still improve. You know, it's good to go back to some of your older things to see where you started and to see where you are now. I think it helps you understand, get a better appreciation for things and how they are now. But without further delay, let's talk about this first video here, which is the first video I ever uploaded, exploring high-pixel unedited footage delayed to my voice. I remember this being the first video and being like, I have no idea why, but my voice is being delayed. So I don't know how bad it actually is though. So let's jump in that and see what that's like. I'm not sure if I should like keep the whole thing. Oh god, okay, that's kind of loud.
What's up, everybody?
That is loud. Oh my god, I didn't realize how bad this was.
What's up, everybody?
Oh my god.
Danny Ball's up here, of course.
Can I skip that to a part where I can actually hear me? Please?
Because it's one of the best servers. It really is. I'm partial to Mineplex. I'll do those videos in the future, but to become a YouTuber, I got super busy all of a sudden. Like immediately, I became super busy. So anyway, this is just gonna be me exploring Hypixel.
Why the fuck do I sound like a kid? I sound like it sounds like this video was made in like 2010 or like 2008 or 7 or something like that, because I sound like such a kid in this video. Why do I sound so young? It was only 4 years ago. What the hell? And honestly, I can't remember what the whole like, oh, I got super busy as soon as I started doing this. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if I actually did or not, or if I was just making something up. I don't actually know. I'm gonna be honest. It's definitely unedited. I'm not really sure what this video is like though, because clearly I'm just exploring mine Hypixel. It's so bad.
There's places and stuff I still haven't been because I'm still new to the PC version, and
yeah, I was new to the PC version back then.
But I've been playing Minecraft for a really long time. That's pretty much that for the intro. I'm just gonna start exploring now, starting with whatever it is.
That's it for the intro. Now to the video.
You know. Oh, also I have kind of lag issues sometimes.
I still have those lag issues, by the way. It just still happens.
I've only explored a little bit of the high peak. All of them to orange. I don't know where he go. Is he still there?
That one legit disappeared.
I think I just killed that sheep. That poor sheep.
Where did it actually go? This video was... I don't really know what else to say about this video other than that this is extremely... I've definitely improved since then. I actually got rid of the watermark. I actually at one point learned how to just crop out the watermark. So I remember when I finally got rid of the Bandicam watermark just by cropping it out, and eventually I was like, you know what, that isn't going to work, because you know you have this UI elements and stuff like that I think people might want to see and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to kind of ignore it for now and see what I can eventually do. And eventually I just I just bought the Bandicam for like $60 or $50 or however much it was. I don't remember how much it was, but that's why there's no watermarks at the top of the screen anymore, because I'm still using Bandicam to this day. I don't know how to use OBS. I just don't know how. I can't get it to work. That's kind of neat, though. I kind of like the whole, like, oh, exploring the Hypixel and everything like that. It's kind of funny, because eventually this is kind of what I ended up doing with Ponytown, with custom servers. With Ponytown custom servers, I got to the point where I was like, okay, here's this Fallout Equestria-esque Ponytown custom server. Let me just explore that a little bit and everything like that. And honestly, I don't see huge improvements from this to that, other than, oh, my voice isn't being delayed, there's not a huge amount of lag, there's no watermark. There's been improvements from that, but there's not been any kind of like huge difference in that. And it's kind of funny because it kind of goes full circle in a way. I don't know how else to say it other than it just seems to kind of go in a full circle. Get out the way, bro. Oh, wait, hang on. I didn't even think about this, but let's check out the comments. We gotta check out the comments of these videos. Actually, I gotta see the description of this too. Exploring the Hypixel library. Sorry for the crappy quality. I'm still trying to find an editing software. I didn't have an editing software when I originally made this. I'm also really sorry about the delay in my voice. I'm not even sure why it's like that, but I will fix all of the problems in the next video. So what I did back then is I wasn't really huge on, like, for whatever reason, I'm so dumb because I was just starting out back then, but I did not do any kind of like test takes or anything like that. I wasn't doing any kind of test to see, oh, you know, what's that audio going to sound like when I actually go back to listen to it. I didn't do any kind of like tests. I do tests now. Even right now for this video right here, I did a test. I was like, okay, test, and then I just hit stop and then checked it to make sure my audio is working, make sure the webcam's up there in the corner, make sure things like that are happening. But I still do tests today. I don't do them every time, but I do tests still. And back then I didn't do it, and I didn't do it for quite a while until eventually I learned, yeah, you know, I should probably, you know, be testing, you know, make sure everything is working properly before I do that. This person is like, you know, there's an option to turn off the music. That's funny because I legit didn't have the music turned off for that video. There was just music playing throughout the video, and it was so terrible. What are these replies to this oof? You found an ancient video. You have now been bestowed in the ancient knowledge. Oh, this was a month ago. I remember this. Some random person went back to my original video and watched it, and they commented oof. That's why I gave it a heart and everything, because it was so funny, because they went all the way back to the very beginning, 4 years worth of content back. And I commented that person is like the OG from the very beginning of the channel. So that was my first ever video. I didn't want to go through the whole thing. I really don't want to go through every single one of these videos full all the way through, partially because I'm kind of interested to see if any of you want to go through those videos, and I don't want to spoil them. And also, if I did go through the whole thing, we'd be here for quite a while, because that one alone is 26 minutes long because of course there's no editing in it. But that was the first ever video I ever did on the channel. Now I wanted to go to the first ever Ponytown video I ever did. Now some of you may not know this, but I released my first ever Ponytown video a year ago-ish. It's kind of technically 2 years ago, because I was back in 2018, and I didn't really do anything other than like the Raider thing, and then there wasn't anything Ponytown related on my channel for quite some time after that, until finally, let's see what this first ever Ponytown video is like on the channel. See how much that's improved over the times. Okay, I actually remember doing this. I remember this now. Because I couldn't record on my computer at this time. I wasn't able to record on my computer when I was doing this part. There was a weird stage in my YouTube life or whatever where I wasn't able to record on my computer because something was going on, and I couldn't record at all. I just couldn't. It was just not working for whatever reason. And so what I did is I was recording things on mobile for a while, and that's why this Ponytown first ever Ponytown video is on mobile. And what I did is it was like a huge like brain explosion moment. I realized, why don't I just take two different videos and kind of put them together side by side, and that way it won't just be just huge black bars on the side. That was that's what my idea, my plan was back then. But anyway, let's continue with this. Man, Ponytown looks so different back then. Ponytown just looks so different back then. Look, you could see all the people doing their grass art and everything else. Man, I miss grass art, I'm not gonna lie. The draw on the dirt. Draw on the dirt and never-ending pooping. I actually kind of like this. I'm just breaking a little high there. This, draw on the plate and play games. This was one of my favorite things to do with the dirt, is just making this pattern here like this on the left. That was one of my favorite things to do back then. I loved it so much. Also, by the way, I wasn't actually playing a game with this person, and the second thing over here, that was literally just me using the slash roll command just to show off that, yeah, you can play games in Ponytown. Day, sunset, night. I'm literally just praising them for having a day-night cycle. Man, look at these torches, like lighting in a weird way. Or you'll party with Vinyl Scotch and party. Just a random face that I found, I guess. Playing on PC or mobile at Ponytown. I like. Whoa, wait a second. This is a fan-made promotional video I made for Ponytown, a social game with custom OCs inspired by French magic. The game is in very early development and is taking donations at their Patreon. I literally linked their Patreon and the game in the description. I didn't even do that for the... I don't think I even did that for the new one that I did. I'm terrible. Do you have the app? Is what this person said. That's the only comment I got on that, and I was like, it's an app too. I was just using the mobile version through the web browser because that's kind of all there is, and that's technically what it is. Like there is a mobile version technically, but the mobile version is actually just you playing it on a mobile browser. That's literally all there is to it. So that was technically the first ever Ponytown video. I want to kind of go to the first one that was actually more content orientated when it came to Ponytown. That one was literally just a promotion for them that they didn't pay me for or ask for or anything. It was just something I made a long time ago, and it wasn't very good. I don't even know if that music was royalty free or not, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but hopefully that doesn't mess up that video or this video. But anyway, let's move on to the first ever Ponytown video ever, and it is finding flat earthers in Ponytown. Now the idea behind this one was, I recently learned about flat earthers when I found this, and I was like, okay, that is a really weird thing that people are still believing right now. I wonder if there's any of them in Ponytown, and if there is, I wonder if I can troll any of them or anything. So I jumped in there and tried to find flat earthers, and that was the idea of the video. That's all I remember about it, other than that's literally all I remember, other than the whole like OC customization and the fact that it is it clearly doesn't have a thumbnail or anything else. But let's see what finding flat earthers in Ponytown is actually like.
Okay, here we go. So I did this.
Oh, the audio actually isn't that bad.
And the audio cut out as soon as I started the server.
Yes, I remember that. This was back when I had this iPhone here. This iPhone, it had its own screen recorder in it, and whatever, it like did a weird thing, because whenever there was audio, like when you were playing a game or something like that and you would try to record it, it would sometimes just cut out your voice and only play the audio from the game, or sometimes it would cut out all audio. And it was a really weird thing, and I hated it because of times like this when I tried to record something and it just failed because I couldn't get any audio whatsoever. And that's what I'm complaining about right here.
I think it had the audio, but I don't know if it did or not, because for some reason, once I stopped the screen recorder, it just didn't save it for whatever reason.
That was another thing. Oh my god, I hated that so much. Sometimes you would record with this thing using the screen recorder, and then you would stop it, and it would try and save it, and it would just say saving forever, and eventually you would stop, and then you'd be like, okay, let me see it in my gallery, and it wouldn't be in your gallery. It would have deleted it by itself. It was so frustrating. I hated it. See, today I would have been cutting this part out, because I usually today at this time I usually, like when I make videos now.
Oh my god, for real?
I actually found one. That was quick. How was that so quick? But what I do now is I cut out all the typing, and I will just repeat what I said as the text comes up, because the text thing makes the videos go on longer than it should, and it's also really boring to just watch someone sit there and type. So I usually cut those out now, but I guess I didn't back then.
You believe in the flat Earth?
See, I kind of did that, I guess. I'm looking for many of those.
I found them! I found flat earthers! Yes!
Look how excited I was.
I did it!
How did I find them so quick is the thing. It kind of concerns me. I don't know if I was being trolled back then or not, but concerns me. Or even if you flat earthers, because that's ridiculous.
Earth is flat. How can we work to spread this truth?
How can we work to spread this truth? I was trying so hard.
How can we work to spread this truth?
My plan was to get a whole bunch of people that thought the Earth was flat and get them all together and just like parade around the map. That was literally the idea and the goal. Flat Earth Society.
Flat Earth Society will prevail. I'm gonna use that hashtag when I upload this video.
Oh my god, did I do that? Did I use that anywhere? I didn't. I didn't put it in the description. I don't know if I put it in the tags or not. I don't know how to check that without going through a bunch of other stuff. I wonder if it did. That has 0 comments. I don't blame you for not commenting. You gotta love that it puts up the Flat Earth Wikipedia. It's just stuck on there. I didn't put that there. It's just on there. This person said that the Earth was round, and I was trying to troll them by like saying, "Oh yeah, no, you're just wrong." That's what that was. And then I tried to like, if Earth was round, the ground would be. What I did was I actually took legitimate arguments that the flat earthers are trying to use, like arguments they actually use in real life, and I tried to use them to discredit people that tried to say that I was wrong. just to show how ridiculous that their arguments were against the round Earth and everything. So one of the arguments that a lot of flat earthers have that I've heard is stuff like if the Earth was round, the ground would move underneath helicopters because the Earth's supposed to rotate, right? And flat earthers believe that, okay, so if the Earth is rotating, the helicopter should be moving underneath, like the Earth should be rotating underneath it. That was their whole argument. Obviously, that's not true for a million different reasons, but that was one of their arguments, and I try to use it. So ridiculous. I love it. I love it. So what I want to do is, there's a video on my channel somewhere that has absolutely no views whatsoever. And I wrote it down. It's The Legend of Aura. It's on here somewhere. Oh shoot, this one has no views too. So should I talk about that one or this one? I don't know which one to do, but I'm gonna do this one because that was the one I wrote on the list. So the concept of this was I finally got like sort of a thing to where I can kind of record again. Things were kind of looking up again, and so something I wanted to do was actually talk about my first ever book, which was The Legend of Drazil. The worst book ever is what I called it, and I was gonna make a little bit of a series where I talked about that entire original series of books that I wrote. So I had this one, and then it got a few views, and I was like, I don't care if it gets views or not right now. I kind of just want to talk about it, kind of get it out of my system, so to speak, and that's kind of what the idea of the whole thing was. And between it, I gave a bunch of books as an ad, which were for actual books that are actually good. But obviously they weren't doing very well, and I actually didn't finish the series because around this time, right after The Legend of Aura, there was one more book that I was supposed to talk about, The Legend of Drazil and the Master of the Universe, and I never went around to it. So if you want me to kind of talk about this book series again, I can redo those videos or just kind of do one single video where I kind of talk about the series as a whole. Let me know in the comments if you want that. But anyway, let's jump into this video here because it has absolutely no views.
Okay, so, hey, how you guys doing? I'm here for the next book in the Legend of Drazil series, and I want to talk about it, the next manuscript in the series. It is The Legend of Aura.
Yeah, so, quick thing here. These were all manuscripts, except the 2. There was 2 that were actually legitimately published and everything like that, and then the rest were just manuscripts. That's why this one, I'm holding like a giant stack of papers, because I had printed it out a long time ago and had notes in it and stuff like that. And yeah, that's just that.
That's it. That's just Legend of Aura. That's it. This one had a lot of chapters, and it was kind of big. It wasn't as big as the Great Gluplex War, though. This one is 121 pages, and there's 13 chapters. 18 chapters, I mean. There's 18 chapters in this one for some reason. The chapters in this one world. After an incident with Aura and its staff.
Why didn't I cut that out? Why didn't I just cut that so that it would flow better instead of just repeating it? Why did I do that? I missed a cut. God.
So decides he has no choice. So here we. Yeah, this is weird. I'm doing this in a weird way. I've not done this before. So here we are. Another book.
It's so stupid.
Still 20 years later, of course.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. That I don't. I don't really have anything to say about this video other than I definitely wasn't doing cuts very well. It doesn't have any comments obvious like that. This was back when this wasn't too long ago because I actually had a website back then. So let's find another one that's a little bit older. So some of you may or may not know, but and I know I probably said that a lot, but I used to do cartoon related things and gaming related things. That was kind of the whole thing. It was just going to be those two things and pretty much nothing else. I kind of want to bring a little bit more of a cartoon discussion back in the whole channel and everything like that, but I don't really get to watch much TV anymore because I'm always just working on different things. I'm always working on the channel, or I'm working on this book, or I'm doing whatever else, things like that. So I'm not really doing a whole lot where I can sit down and just watch a show in the same pace as everyone else. So I'm probably not going to have anything like Toffee's Real Plan and the Magical Fritz Explained anymore, but I do want to try that again sometime, maybe someday. But anyway, that is just something I wanted to mention because I think I want to look at one of these cartoon discussions or something like that, and I think I want to cringe at that one. Yeah, let's do that. So what I had a little bit of a series here where I took different shows and stuff like that had multiple seasons. Maybe didn't necessarily be finished or anything like that. But what I did is I would take these shows and this series or whatever like that, and I would go through the whole thing, rewatch the show, and then count down like every single time there's a plot hole and write it down and say what episode it is and just kind of explain that, hey, this is a plot hole because of this and that. And what I did is I was going to try and make that a whole series where I did that with different shows and stuff like that. This one was for Star versus the Forces of Evil. So let's see what kind of plot holes I found. I remember this setup too. This was filmed on this this crappy little iPhone here that's super old, and it's like 3 years old. So this is definitely going to be interesting.
The Battle for Munich just ended about a week ago, so I figured now would be a great time to introduce all the plot holes and inconsistencies in Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Ow. Why?
First,
that actually gave me a headache. I didn't like it. I think I remember back then not being a huge fan of the intro for this series either, but this was the most scripted that I've been on the channel. I think is back when I was doing things like this plot hole series and stuff like that. It was like the most scripted. It wasn't necessarily like scripted, but I had a lot of notes saying like, hey, these are the things you're supposed to say. So that being said, how bad is it?
First up, we have the episode Skull Spirit and the episode Collateral Damage. Now these come from two different... Marco explains that the real mascot Possum was not plain Possum, so it had died. And everybody wasn't very upset about this, obviously, for obvious reasons. It was their school mascot, and everybody loved their school mascot and everything.
I'm fumbling on my words so much. I don't know how. I still do that sometimes, but like if I stumble on my words that much, I will just backtrack and start repeating what I said from the beginning, and then just cut out the part where I was messing up at. Why did I not do that back then? I'm so dumb.
But once you get all the way to now, this is a contradiction in the series because how could they have Last Possum have been driven out if you also had a possum as your team mascot? So there was a really strange.
Okay, so I need to explain this better because I definitely didn't explain it very well in that video. The episode, there was actually a pet possum. It was an actual pet possum. It wasn't like a physical person and a mascot. It was like a physical pet possum that they were using as their mascot, and that possum died. It wasn't like a person and a mascot. And that's why this isn't inconsistent. That's not why. It's not because it would work if it was the other way around, but it was an actual physical live animal possum, not a person and a mascot. That's why that was a contradiction. That confused me so much, but then I remembered it. I definitely didn't explain that very well, and that's another point I'm not going for this video. This video is terrible.
Yet at the end, it expires. It tries to kill him, but then he's able to use it, and it all ends happily. Now this is a very odd contradiction. And
I remember that because that upset me so much. I remember that because that episode made me so mad. It literally made me so mad because the contradiction was so bad. It was so bad. It was like really poor writing, and I hated it so much with a passion. That's why that's my least favorite episode of Star vs. Forces of Evil.
Also, did you know in that episode Janet was able to get into his wallet at the end because that wallet had actually been taken from the defective pile?
I remember that. I remember like noticing that and like pointing it out, thinking I was so clever because it actually was. If they actually did take that wallet that I was talking about in the video from the defective pile in the Quest Buy whatever store, and that was my theory, and it made so much sense. Like, oh yeah, it was obviously a defective wallet. That's why she was able to just break into it at the end of the episode. I remember that. That was clever. That was clever of me to add that too. I actually love the way I added that too with the little transition. I need to bring transitions back, don't I? Well, I hope this person is still subscribed, and if you are, comment below something. I would love to pin your comment or give it hearts or something like that, or just do whatever. Because if you're still subscribed from back then, 2 years ago, you're an OG, and you deserve some love for that. But anyway, so shout out to that person. And I just said thanks for the comment. Tell all your friends. Because of course I did. So I kind of want to look at a bunch of these other videos and stuff like that, but I don't think we're going to have time. I've already recorded for almost an hour now. And I don't want to sit here for an hour or make the video an hour long. So we're going to end things here. But anyway, yeah, I don't want the video to go on too long. And there's obviously a lot of like smaller videos here that I can watch. But like I said, I don't want it to go on too long. So we're going to just end the video here. I encourage you to go back and kind of watch some of these if you're a fan of the channel or whatever, because there is some very terrible ones like this one or just the very first one or whatever else. There's all kinds of weird cringe that you can see on this, so that you can see my humble beginnings. But hopefully things have improved quite a bit, and hopefully things will continue to improve, and hopefully things will just continue to get better overall. And I just want to say thank you again for bringing me to 1,000, for bringing me to over 1,000 and everything like that. It's insane. It's insane to have that many people subscribe to me. So I don't know what else to say other than please do like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this, despite how cringy it may have been. That's not all you get, though. That's not all you get. You just get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, well, stay wonderful.